I was living in New York, and I was going to art school, NYU, and I was listening to public radio, and there was an Israeli artist on named Udi Aloni, and he was promoting his film, and he was talking about a group that he had in his film called Dem, and he's like, they're the first Palestinian hip hop crew, and I was like, Palestinian hip hop? And he played a track by them called Min Arhabi, which means who's the terrorist in Arabic, and it was amazing. Like, how often do you get to hear the youth speak from the Middle East? It rarely ever happens. Everything you hear in the Western media is negative. Hollywood depicts Arabs, usually only in a negative light. It's very rare you see anything positive, and I was amazed by what they had to say, and I wanted to do something with it, because at that time I was doing a lot of work with the Middle East and pop culture, merging the two together in my artwork, so it fit perfectly. And so I had a friend who was going to school with me there, and she's a Palestinian who lives in Israel, and she had a phone number to one of the rappers, and it was Mahmoud Shalabi, and she's like, here, call him, because me and my cousin Ramzi were going back to visit our family in the West Bank in the summer of 2003. So I thought, hey, why not make a film on them? So me and my cousin, I gave Mahmoud Shalabi a call, and I said, hey, I introduced myself, and I said, I want to make a film on Palestinian rappers. He's like, yeah, we need a film, come on out. It's basically the story of how they were disconnected from their identities, their land, and each other, and how hip hop reconnected them. In the film, there's Arabiyat, who are two female MCs, Safa and Nahwa, and then there's also Abir Zanati, and she's the first Palestinian R&B singer. When I went over there, I was just, we were getting to know them, and we weren't sure what we were going to do with it. When I saw what they were doing within their communities, I was blown away. Just hanging out with them, their presence is so positive, they're so articulate, so smart, and I think it's important that the world hear what they have to say and see what they're doing. I mean, they're influencing a whole new generation of Palestinians, and it's incredible to watch them work within their communities. They're not just doing the music, they get in the streets, they reach out to the kids, they do workshops in schools, and they travel into refugee camps in the West Bank and work with kids there and teach them how to express themselves through hip hop, and it's really incredible. When I would go back and visit my family, I would usually leave feeling before I started making this film, I would go back and feel depressed, because it just progressively keeps getting worse there with the building of the wall. It's just every time you leave, you're like, And after I met these young men and women doing this kind of music, and seeing the work they're doing within their communities, it gave me hope, and I was like, wow. And I'd leave feeling like, for the first time in my life, feeling happy when I'd leave. I think what Slingshot hip hop does is provide a new voice that people aren't hearing. You're hearing voices of people on the ground.